The Galactic Council's First Contact Division prided itself on its perfect record. Over 3,000 civilizations had been peacefully integrated into the greater galactic community under their guidance. Their protocols were foolproof, their methods tested across millennia. At least, that's what Division Chief Rogers believed until the Earth incident changed everything. It began like any other routine survey mission. The scout ship Stellar Seeker had been mapping the outer spiral arm of the Milky Way when they detected unusual radio signals emanating from a blue-green planet. Initial scans revealed a developing civilization, just beginning to take its first steps into space exploration. Perfect candidates for first contact. Another Type 7 civilization, Rogers noted, reviewing the preliminary reports in his office aboard the massive Council station. Pre-FTL, early space age, showing promising technological advancement. He stroked his metallic chin, a habit he'd developed over his 3 centuries of service. Assigned Scout Team Beta for initial observation. Scout Team Beta, led by Captain Smith, was the division's most experienced first contact team. They had successfully integrated over 200 civilizations into the Council. Their approach was always the same: observe from orbit for several planetary rotations, analyze the species' primary communication methods, and then make peaceful contact with their governing bodies. But Earth proved different from the very start. The moment the scout ship entered high orbit, their sensors detected something unprecedented: an intricate web of satellites, space debris, and primitive monitoring stations surrounding the planet. While most Type 7 civilizations had some orbital presence, Earth's orbital space was a maze of artificial objects, many of them specifically designed for military observation. Fascinating, Captain Smith muttered, adjusting the ship's cloaking field. They're remarkably paranoid for a species at this stage of development. The team spent 3 Earth days observing global communications, analyzing military readiness, and studying the species' history. What they found was deeply troubling. Unlike most civilizations at this stage, humans had not united under a single government. Instead, they remained divided into hundreds of nations, many armed with weapons of mass destruction pointed at each other. More disturbing still was their entertainment media. While most species created stories about peaceful first contact and hopeful futures among the stars, human entertainment was dominated by scenarios where alien contact led to invasion, warfare, or the extinction of their species. They've made thousands of simulated scenarios about alien contact, reported Officer Adams, the team's cultural specialist. Over 80% of them end in conflict. These humans seem to be preparing for war with a threat they haven't even met yet. Captain Smith was composing his recommendation to abort the mission when the incident occurred. A junior officer, fresh from the academy, made a critical error in maintaining the ship's cloaking field. For just 3 seconds, their vessel became visible to Earth's detection systems. The reaction was immediate and unprecedented. Within minutes, military installations across the planet went into high alert. Nuclear weapons were armed. Space-based weapons platforms, whose existence they hadn't even detected, swiveled to track their last known position. The planet's entire military infrastructure transformed from peacetime readiness to full war footing in less than an hour. Impossible, Captain Smith whispered, watching the sensor readings. No Type 7 civilization has ever achieved this level of military coordination without unified planetary government. This defies all known sociological development models. But the true surprise came 12 hours later. As Scout Team Beta prepared to retreat to a safer distance, they detected a massive surge of encrypted communications between Earth's major military powers. Despite their political differences, despite their ongoing conflicts, the nations of Earth were rapidly establishing a unified defense protocol. They were watching. They were ready. And they were waiting. Captain Smith's final report to the Galactic Council was brief but clear: Earth represents an anomaly that cannot be quantified by our current classification systems. This species has developed global military response capabilities without achieving global political unity. They have prepared extensive contingencies for alien contact despite having no confirmation of extraterrestrial life. Most critically, they have demonstrated the ability to unify against external threats while maintaining internal divisions. This combination of traits makes them unpredictable and potentially dangerous. Recommended status: do not approach. Further study needed. The Council, for the first time in its history, unanimously agreed to quarantine an entire star system without making first contact. Earth was classified as a protected observation zone, and a warning buoy was placed at the edge of their solar system. Its message was simple: species is aware, prepared, and waiting. Standard contact protocols will fail. Do not approach without Council authorization. And so Earth remained, alone but watched, a planet of warriors preparing for a war that the galaxy hoped would never come. 50 years passed since Earth was designated as a "do not approach" zone. The Galactic Council maintained a discreet observation post just beyond Pluto's orbit, rotating crews every 6 months to study this peculiar species. Commander Wilson of the observation station, Silent Watch, had the most fascinating job in the galaxy, watching humans prove every xenosociologist wrong. "They're doing it again," Wilson announced to his crew one morning, gesturing at the holographic display of Earth. Another breakthrough that shouldn't be possible without unified government. The latest development was a multinational space station that dwarfed anything humans had built before. Despite their continuing political divisions, despite their ongoing conflicts, they had somehow managed to cooperate on unprecedented scales when it came to space exploration. "It defies all known models of technological progression," Chief Analyst Baker commented, updating her reports. "They're achieving Type 8 space construction capabilities while still technically being a Type 7 civilization. The Council's classification system can't handle them." But what truly worried the observation team wasn't Earth's technological progress, it was their growing awareness. Human telescopes were becoming more powerful, their detection systems more sophisticated. They had already discovered thousands of exoplanets, and their radio telescopes were reaching further into space each year. The observation post sensors picked up a concerning transmission from one of Earth's major space agencies. Signal detected at the edge of solar system, the transmission read: "Artificial origin suspected. Classification: possible alien technology." They had found one of the warning buoys. The Council's emergency session lasted 3 days. The discovery of the warning buoy presented an unprecedented situation. Standard protocol dictated that any civilization discovering galactic technology should be immediately contacted before they could reverse engineer it. But Earth's "do not approach" status complicated matters. "We can't just watch them study our technology," argued Council member Thompson. "They'll learn too much about us before we're ready." "We can't contact them either," countered Rogers, now promoted to Senior Director of Special Cases. "Their military response protocols have only grown more sophisticated. Any attempt at contact could trigger a global war response." The debate might have continued indefinitely if the humans hadn't forced their hand. A small spacecraft, launched secretly by a coalition of nations, was detected heading toward the warning buoy's location. "Impossible," Wilson breathed, watching the spacecraft's approach. "Their propulsion technology shouldn't be capable of this." But there it was, a human vessel, pushing the boundaries of their known capabilities, approaching the edge of their solar system. The Council's response teams scrambled. Standard protocols would have required immediately removing the buoy and erasing all evidence of its existence. But the human vessel had matched velocity with the buoy far faster than anyone predicted possible. They had reached it before the Council could act. What happened next would be debated in Council chambers for centuries to come. The human vessel didn't just study the buoy, they started to dismantle it. With remarkable efficiency, they began a systematic analysis of every component. Their tools and methods demonstrated an understanding of technology that, by all rights, they shouldn't possess. They're not just examining it, Baker reported, reviewing the sensor data. They're improving it. Look at these modifications, they're making it more efficient. The Council observation team watched in stunned silence as the humans spent 3 weeks taking apart, studying, and reassembling the warning buoy. But instead of destroying it or removing it, they did something completely unexpected. They repaired it, improved its power systems, and left their own message attached to it. When the observation team translated the message, it sent shockwaves through the entire Galactic Council. To any alien civilizations monitoring this device, we know you're watching. We've detected your observation post beyond Pluto. We could have destroyed this buoy or used it to track your technology signatures across the galaxy. Instead, we're leaving it in place, upgraded and improved. Consider this a demonstration of both our capabilities and our intentions. We're ready for contact when you are. But it will be as equals, not as subjects to be studied. Until then, we'll be watching you watching us. The message was signed simply, Humanity. The Council's response was immediate. Earth's classification was upgraded to a new category created specifically for them, Type 7+ Anomalous. The observation post was moved to a more distant location, its stealth systems significantly upgraded. And a new warning was added to the solar system's quarantine status. Species demonstrates unprecedented technological adaptation capabilities. Possesses unknown advancement vectors. Standard technological development models do not apply. Contact protocols must be completely redesigned before any approach is attempted. In his final report before retirement, Rogers added a personal note, "We thought we were studying them. But perhaps, all this time, they were studying us, learning from our very attempt to hide from them. The question is no longer whether we should contact Earth, but whether Earth will decide to contact us." The galaxy held its breath, watching a species that had rewritten every rule of first contact simply by being themselves. And somewhere on Earth, in hidden laboratories and secret facilities, humanity continued preparing for a meeting they now knew with certainty would come. The Galactic Council's worst fears materialized 30 years after humanity's message at the warning buoy. A commercial trading vessel, the Star Merchant, suffered a catastrophic engine failure at the edge of Earth's solar system. As the ship drifted into human detection range, the Council faced its first real crisis involving Earth. "We have to rescue them," insisted Emergency Response Director Miller, addressing the Council's emergency session. "There are 300 civilians aboard that vessel. And risk exposing ourselves to Earth?" Council member Thompson's hologram flickered with agitation. "They've already proven they can reverse engineer our technology. A disabled ship would be an irresistible target." The debate became irrelevant when Earth's long-range sensors detected the vessel's energy signature. The Council watched in horror as dozens of human ships broke orbit, moving with surprising speed toward the disabled craft. But what happened next shocked even the most seasoned Council observers. Instead of attacking or attempting to capture the alien vessel, the human ships formed a defensive perimeter around it. A message, broadcast on all frequencies in multiple formats, reached both the disabled ship and the Council's observation post. "Unidentified vessel, this is Earth Space Rescue Coalition. We detect you're experiencing critical system failure. We are approaching to render assistance. Please be advised that we are capable of detecting any hostile action. We come in peace, but we are prepared to defend ourselves if necessary." The Star Merchant's captain, faced with a choice between certain death and trusting humans, chose to accept their help. The galaxy held its breath. The rescue operation that followed defied all expectations. Human engineers, working in teams, demonstrated an uncanny ability to understand and repair the alien technology. They not only stabilized the ship's failing systems but improved them, just as they had with the warning buoy years before. "Fascinating," reported technical observer Davis, watching the humans work. They're not just fixing the problems, they're innovating solutions we've never considered. Look at how they're modifying the power distribution system. It's crude by our standards, but somehow more efficient. The Council's observation team monitored every transmission between the humans and the merchant vessel. Most shocking was how the humans handled first contact. There was no panic, no chaos, no global power struggle. Instead, a carefully coordinated team of diplomats, scientists, and military observers managed the entire interaction. "We've been preparing for this moment for centuries," the human diplomatic team explained to the merchant captain. "We'd prefer it hadn't involved an emergency, but we're ready regardless." The Star Merchant's crew reported something unprecedented in their experience: human hospitality combined with careful security measures. They were treated as honored guests but kept under constant, polite surveillance. Every interaction was recorded, every conversation monitored, all while the humans shared their culture, food, and scientific knowledge freely. "They're conducting first contact protocols on us," realized Council Member Anderson during an emergency session. "They've developed their own system for handling alien contact, and it's arguably more sophisticated than ours." The humans' approach was unlike anything in the Council's first contact handbook. They freely shared information about Earth's cultures, sciences, and history, while systematically gathering data about galactic society. They were open but not naive, friendly but not submissive, helpful but not servile. Most concerning to the Council was how the humans handled technology exchange. They openly shared some of their developments, their unique approaches to engineering problems, their novel solutions in materials science. But they were clearly holding back their military capabilities and certain key technologies. "They're conducting a controlled revelation of their capabilities," noted strategic analyst Taylor. "They want us to know they're advanced enough to be valuable allies, but they're deliberately keeping us uncertain about their full military potential." After 3 weeks of repairs and diplomatic exchanges, the Star Merchant was ready to depart. The humans provided them with comprehensive data about the improvements they'd made to the ship's systems, along with a formal diplomatic message for the Galactic Council. "To the governing body we know as the Galactic Council, this incident has demonstrated that isolation is no longer a viable policy. We propose opening formal diplomatic relations. We understand your previous concerns about our species, but as we've demonstrated, we're capable of peaceful interaction when approached with respect. We await your response. However, be advised that any hostile action against Earth will be met with consequences. We've had centuries to prepare, and we've used that time well." The message was accompanied by technical data demonstrating that humans had developed countermeasures to Council stealth technology, along with detailed logs of every Council observation post they detected over the years. "They've known exactly where we were, this entire time," Davis whispered, reviewing the data. "They let us watch them. They were studying our observation methods." The Council's classification of Earth was updated once again: Type 7+ anomalous with critical notice, species has developed parallel to standard advancement models. Demonstrates unprecedented technological adaptation capabilities. Traditional technological superiority advantage is not applicable. Approach with extreme diplomatic caution. As the Star Merchant departed Earth's solar system, its captain made one final log entry: "In all my years of space travel, I've never encountered a species so paradoxical, helpful yet cautious, peaceful yet prepared for war, advanced yet still divided. The humans saved our lives while simultaneously making it clear they could have ended them. I believe the Council has severely underestimated this species. They're not just ready for galactic society, they may be about to change it forever." 5 years after the Star Merchant incident, the Galactic Council faced an unprecedented situation. Human ships had begun appearing at the edges of populated systems across the galaxy. They weren't invading or threatening, they were trading, and they were doing it with remarkable success. Council member Harrison reviewed the latest reports with growing concern. They've established trading posts in 12 major systems without any official diplomatic relations. How is this possible? The answer was both simple and troubling. Human ships were offering something the galaxy hadn't seen in millennia: innovation. Their technology wasn't the most advanced, but it approached problems in ways no one had considered before. Their solutions were often surprisingly efficient, if unorthodox. "Look at this," Technical Director Philip said, displaying a hologram of a human-modified power core. "They've improved its efficiency by 23% using materials we considered obsolete. They're not just trading goods, they're trading ideas." But it wasn't just human technology that was causing waves across the galaxy. Their culture was proving equally disruptive. Human entertainment, art, and music were spreading rapidly through galactic information networks. Species that had been part of the Council for thousands of years found themselves fascinated by human stories, particularly their endless tales of overcoming overwhelming odds. "They're conducting social engineering on a galactic scale," noted cultural analyst White, "and they're doing it through commerce and entertainment rather than traditional diplomatic channels." The Council's attempts to regulate human expansion proved futile. Every time they tried to restrict human activities in a system, local governments would protest. Humans had made themselves too valuable to exclude. The situation reached a critical point when a group of pirates, thinking human ships would be easy targets, attempted to raid a human trading convoy. The response transformed the galaxy's understanding of humanity forever. The human ships, which had appeared to be simple merchant vessels, transformed with frightening speed. Hidden weapon systems deployed, armor plates shifted into position, and what had looked like a vulnerable trade fleet revealed itself to be a heavily armed combat group. The pirates were disabled and captured in less than 10 minutes. "Combat analysis complete," military observer Brown reported to the Council. "The humans deliberately let themselves appear vulnerable. Their ships are designed to look harmless while concealing significant military capabilities. We've been measuring their technology by what they've shown us, not what they've kept hidden." But it was what happened after the battle that truly shocked the Council. Instead of executing the pirates, as was common practice in many systems, the humans arrested them, documented their crimes, and turned them over to Council authorities with complete evidence packages prepared. They followed Council legal procedures perfectly, Legal Director Turner noted with amazement. "They've been studying our laws as carefully as our technology. They handled the entire incident in a way that was both lawful and impossible to criticize." A week later, human diplomatic offices opened simultaneously in 30 major systems. Their message to the Council was clear: formal relations could no longer be delayed. The human diplomatic team that arrived at the Council station was unlike any first contact delegation in history. They brought with them representatives from every major Earth culture, but all moved with the coordination of a single unit. Their leader, Ambassador Foster, addressed the Council with carefully measured confidence. "Distinguished members of the Council," Foster began, "we come before you not as supplicants seeking admission, but as equals seeking partnership. Over the past 5 years, we've demonstrated our ability to interact peacefully with galactic society. We've shown our value as trading partners, our respect for galactic law, and our capability to defend ourselves and others." The presentation that followed was masterful. The humans laid out detailed records of their contributions to every system they'd entered: technological innovations, cultural exchanges, security improvements, and economic benefits. They also presented evidence of dozens of cases where they'd chosen not to take advantage of vulnerabilities they discovered in Council systems. "We could have exploited these weaknesses," Foster explained, "but we chose to document them instead. We're providing this information as a gesture of good faith, along with our recommendations for addressing these security concerns." The Council chambers erupted in chaos. The humans hadn't just been trading, they'd been systematically testing and documenting the strengths and weaknesses of galactic civilization. They'd found hundreds of vulnerabilities in everything from defense systems to economic networks, and rather than exploit them, they'd prepared detailed solutions. "This is unprecedented," Council Member Harrison whispered. "They're not asking for admission to the Council. They're demonstrating why the Council needs them." The humans' proposal was simple but revolutionary, a complete restructuring of how the Council approached first contact and species integration. They offered their own experience as proof that the current system was outdated. "The galaxy is entering a new age," Foster concluded. "The old models of technological superiority determining diplomatic status are obsolete. We propose a new framework based on innovation, adaptation, and mutual benefit. Earth stands ready to help build this new future." The Council added a final note to Earth's file that day, warning, "Species demonstrates unprecedented strategic depth. Their apparent technological level is deliberately understated. They have systematically analyzed galactic civilization and prepared contingencies we never imagined. Most critically, they have chosen to use this knowledge for mutual benefit rather than advantage. Recommendation: accept their proposal. We may not get another chance." 20 years after Earth's integration into galactic society, the Council gathered for what would become a historic session. The agenda: reviewing the "do not approach" warning that still floated at the edge of Earth's solar system. The old warning buoy had become something of a tourist attraction, regularly visited by ships from across the galaxy. Director Marshall of Historical Archives stood before the Council, presenting his findings. "We've spent 2 decades trying to understand how humans advanced so quickly after first contact. Today, we finally have answers, and they're more surprising than we imagined." The chamber's holographic displays activated, showing footage from Earth's pre-contact history. "We've been granted access to their sealed historical records," Marshall continued. "What we found changes everything we thought we knew about human development. The truth, it turned out, was hidden in plain sight all along. Earth's rapid advancement wasn't just a response to discovering alien life, it was the result of centuries of careful preparation." In 1947, at a place called Roswell, Marshall explained, humans recovered their first piece of alien technology. But instead of revealing this to their general population, Earth's governments made a crucial decision. They would keep the discovery secret, not out of fear, but as a strategic advantage. The Council watched in stunned silence as Marshall revealed how humans had manipulated their own development. The constant stream of alien invasion movies, the deliberate leaks about secret government projects, the careful cultivation of conspiracy theories, it had all been part of an elaborate plan. They used their entertainment industry to prepare their population for alien contact, explained cultural analyst Walker. Every alien invasion movie, every science fiction story, was a form of psychological preparation. They turned their entire popular culture into a training program for first contact scenarios. But it went deeper than that. The recovered alien technology had given Earth's governments a crucial insight: they weren't ready for galactic society. Rather than rush ahead, they chose a path no other civilization had considered. They would pretend to be less advanced than they were, while secretly preparing on every level. The Cold War wasn't just about political ideology, military strategist Palmer reported. It was a controlled competition designed to drive innovation. Every major power knew about the alien technology, but they all agreed to develop their own solutions rather than copy it directly. They weren't just advancing their technology, they were developing unique approaches that the galaxy had never seen. The Council learned how humans had detected their first observation post not 50 years ago, as previously thought, but within months of its establishment. Earth's governments had carefully hidden their detection capabilities, using the time to study Council technology and protocols. They weren't paranoid, Council member Roberts realized. They were practicing. Every satellite, every space station, every military exercise, they were all dress rehearsals for eventual contact. The Star Merchant incident, it turned out, hadn't been an accident either. Earth's defense systems had detected the ship's approaching engine failure before the Council did. They had allowed the situation to develop, seeing it as an opportunity for controlled first contact. Ambassador Foster returned to the council chambers to address the revelation. "Yes, we manipulated the situation," she admitted. "But consider our position. We knew we weren't the most advanced civilization in the galaxy, but we also knew we had unique strengths. We needed to ensure our entry into galactic society would be on our terms. Your entire civilization engaged in a centuries-long deception," Council Member Thompson accused. "No," Foster corrected. "We engaged in centuries-long preparation. We shared our real technological capabilities through trade. We demonstrated our true military strength only when necessary. We revealed our diplomatic and strategic abilities gradually. The only deception was in the timing. We were ready for galactic society far earlier than we pretended to be." The humans then presented their masterstroke, a comprehensive analysis of how their approach to galactic integration could be adapted for other emerging civilizations. They had turned their own experience into a new model for species development. The old model assumed that technological advancement naturally led to social unity, Foster explained. Earth proved that assumption wrong. We maintained our diversity, our competition, our different approaches to problems, while still advancing as a species. This diversity became our strength. The Council's final ruling was unprecedented. The "Do Not Approach" warning was officially retired, replaced with a new designation, Strategic Integration Zone. Earth was formally recognized as a template for a new form of galactic civilization, one that valued innovation and adaptation over mere technological advancement. Perhaps, Council Leader Anderson concluded, we needed a species that understood the value of patience, preparation, and tactical thinking. The humans didn't just pass our tests, they rewrote them. The old warning buoy was ceremonially deactivated, its message replaced with a new one, Home System of Humanity. Creators of the Strategic Integration Protocol. All approach vectors welcome. Be prepared for innovation. Back on Earth, in a highly secured facility, the original piece of alien technology from Roswell was finally displayed publicly. It was smaller than most had imagined, barely the size of a hand. But the plaque beneath it told the true story of humanity's rise. This artifact taught us we weren't alone. But more importantly, it taught us we weren't ready. Instead of revealing our discovery, we chose to prepare. Instead of copying alien technology, we chose to innovate. Instead of rushing to join galactic society, we chose to enter it on our terms. This small piece of alien technology didn't give us our advancement, it gave us our patience. And that patience changed the galaxy forever. The galaxy had labeled Earth "Do Not Approach" out of fear of humanity's unpredictability. In the end, it was humanity's careful, strategic predictability that truly changed everything. They hadn't just earned their place among the stars, they had redefined what that place could be.